There is no worse feeling than finishing a tough gym battle, looking down to see a Pokemon half fainted, knowing you are completely out of items, and then, boom, you see Blue. Cause you know the second he walks on screen, the smoke is on sight and it's go time. So today, we are talking about one of the most iconic video game rivalries of all time. Red versus Blue in Pokemon. So it's been years and years since I played this. So if I get some information kind of mixed up or wrong, just let me know in the comments. Correct me, I don't care. Cause like you say, this was a long time since I played this. As soon as Blue sees you, you already know what time it is. He's all like, "Bring your Pokemon out. It's time to fight." And if you ain't leveled up, you better have you some potions or something. Cause when you fighting Blue, he is going for blood every time. Bro, he is constantly challenging you throughout the game to force you to get stronger. And to make matters worse, the game literally blocks you from moving on to the next part until you beat him. Oh, one more thing I forgot is every time he beats you, he always says, "Smell you later." I'm like, bruh, you really just like folded up my team and walked off talking smack. Like, bruh, I really hated that guy. Do y'all remember trying to cross the what is that? No, Nugget Bridge in Cerulean City? The second you walk up, guess who you see? Blue, blocking the path. Every single time you fight this man, it feels like a test after you complete a major milestone. Just think about it for a second. Your very first battle with Blue happens right after you choose your first Pokemon from Professor Oak. Bro, you just barely named your Pokemon, still trying to figure stuff out, and then you immediately gotta fight somebody. And to make it that much harder, Blue always picks the exact Pokemon type that yours is weak against. So if you chose Charmander, he's getting Squirtle. And if you chose Squirtle, he's getting Bulbasaur. I chose Charmander because I think he's the coolest out of the three starters, in my opinion. He got flames, bro. You can't beat that. I remember after barely winning that first battle with Professor Oaks, I immediately had to reinvent my entire strategy. I looked at my screen like, yo, Squirtle is not finna beat up on my Charmander no more. I made sure to sprint into the tall grass, grind my team up, and catch whatever Pokemon I could just so I can humble him. I don't quite remember what my second Pokemon was, but just know if Blue made Charmander faint, I had some waiting for him. I think the thing I hated the most about Blue was that he always caught me at the worst times. When I was out of items or my Pokemon needs to visit the Poke Center, here came Blue out of nowhere. And next thing you know, he tears my team up, takes half my money, and now I'm walking back to the Pokemon Center feeling all defeated. So now I gotta grind in some tall grass until I can get my revenge. Thinking about all this stuff, the red versus blue and all that, it really takes me back to my Game Boy Color days. I remember sitting in the backseat of the car when we was like on a family road trip or something. I remember like randomly yelling out because my Pokemon just got defeated at a gym or Blue just defeated me again, and my parents taking away my Game Boy privileges for like 15 minutes because I'm yelling in the car way too loud for their liking. Your boy was suffering in game and real life. But I ain't gonna lie, fighting Blue did give you kind of like a sort of a rush. After beating him, you could actually see your Pokemon's growth. Cause I say 9 times out of 10, you probably going up a couple levels after beating him. And it really had you thinking like, man, my Pokemon out here really getting strong. But honestly, you have to give credit where credit is due. Blue's transformation from an annoying rival to the literal Pokemon League champion is pretty insane. But in the game, before you know that Blue is the champion at that point, you had just defeated the who is it? The Elite Four. You defeated the Elite Four, and Lance looks you in the eye, and he's like, "Hey, congratulations, you defeated the Elite Four." You thinking he finna be like, "Oh yeah, you the champion, Red, you the champion now," and he's like, "Nah, you're not the champion yet. There's one more person you have to defeat." And to my surprise, it's Blue. And it's crazy to think about because Blue basically beat the entire game before you did, just to become the final boss. He beat all the gyms you did and got all the badges before you. So he really was pushing you to be great. So to me, no matter how much I hate the man, that makes him a top tier character and rival. Beating him at the end of that game, man, was such a great day. Man, it felt like no matter how many times you knocked him down, he kept coming back for more. Shout out to Blue for real, man. But that's gonna do it for today's video. And who do y'all think has the most iconic rivalry in fictional history? Was it Red and Blue? Was it Naruto and Sasuke? Sonic and Shadow? The list goes on and on. So let me know which rivalry y'all think is the best. And thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.